St. Louis, Missouri, and we're set for Cubs baseball on WGN Sports. The first pitch in about 15 minutes. It's the Hyundai leadoff man. Cubs and the Cards in the series opener. Great to have you with us. Jim DeShays, Len Casper with you. The Cubs just dropped 2 of 3 in Cincinnati, and really nothing but contenders the rest of the way.
Yeah, 4-game series here with the Cardinals this weekend. Then we go home to play Milwaukee and Pittsburgh. Let's take a look at the NL Central standings. This division, you remember, sent 3 teams to the postseason last year. Could do it again this season. The Cardinals, an interesting club. They've been near the bottom of the league all year long in terms of runs scored. Their pitching has been just okay. Despite that, and a negative run differential, they're 10 games above 500, just a game and a half behind the front-running Milwaukee Brewers.
The leadoff man is brought to you by your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers, who invite you to come test drive the all-new Hyundai Santa Fe. Visit buyhyundaichicago.com. Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers, who invite you to come in and test drive our award-winning lineup today. Visit buyhyundai.com. First of a 4-game weekend set, day-night doubleheader tomorrow. You've got an interesting weekend in Anaheim. The Angels hosting the A's in a wild one last night that included a protest that was dropped earlier today.
Yeah, ultimately the Angels win the game in extra innings. They have 3 more to play. And then at the end of the year, the final week of the season, the Angels go back out to Oakland for a 3-game set. Here's the play that everybody's talking about, this obstruction ruling on the A's. Brandon Moss, the first baseman, ruled obstruction. Base runner Ibar called safe. Bob Melvin protested the call. Ultimately, the Angels did not score in this inning. The A's dropped their protest today, and then, as I mentioned, the A's went on to win that game. So that'll give us something, or the Angels rather, that'll give us something to do after the ball game tonight, because we don't get enough baseball. We'll go home and watch that late night game from the coast.
Yeah, ultimately it came down to a judgment call, and again, good matchup tonight. John Lester against Jared Weber. As we get back into this one tonight, the Cubs' young bullpen has been really good here as of late.
Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers, who invite you to come in and test drive our award-winning lineup today. Visit buyhyundai.com.
Cubs bullpen has changed quite a bit, hasn't it, since the start of the season? Jose Barris was the Cubs' opening day closer. Kyuji Fujikawa is back. You've got Wesley Wright and Carlos Villanueva. So a small handful of veterans, but a lot of guys who are young and throw the ball really hard.
Yeah, and they've evolved into a very good bullpen. As a matter of fact, the best bullpen in the National League in the month of August with a 181 ERA. The last 2 weeks, the Cubs bullpen has pitched to an 0.79 earned run average. Yeah, and these are the young guns, all big arms, 95+ mile an hour fastballs, and you know what else? All very inexpensive pre-arbitration guys. So looking forward to next year, they're going to have a very affordable, very hard-throwing, very efficient bullpen.
We'll have big crowds all weekend as we get into Labor Day weekend. That's the Ballpark Village right across the street. The Cubs and the Cardinals are coming up from St. Louis. It's a National League rivalry that dates back to 1892, and it's game 13 of 19 this season. The Cubs and the Cardinals to kick off Labor Day weekend. We welcome Cub fans from all over the country watching on WGN America, America's home for baseball. Great to have you with us, Jim DeShays and Len Casper. The Cubs have dropped 2 of their last 3. They're still without Anthony Rizzo day-to-day with the back issue. A thumb injury had Yadier Molina out for 40 games, but he's back tonight.
Yeah, Cardinal Nation obviously very excited to have Molina back. Cubs not so much because he's been really good against Chicago in his career. And you see the breakdown, what they've done with and without Molina. 40 days without him. They held their own 21-19. Actually picked up a half a game in the standings to the Brewers, but the pitching much better with him behind the plate. And obviously his impact on the running game is huge.
Yeah, they need his bat in the lineup too. This team has really struggled this year to score runs. Kyle Hendricks makes every other offense struggle to score runs.
Yeah, he was really good in his start against St. Louis back at Wrigley. About a month ago, he lost 1-0. Adam Wainwright pitched for St. Louis that day, but the numbers are very good for Kyle. 6 in the third, 7 hits, He allowed just 1 run. He's up against Shelby Miller, hard-throwing right-hander. He's having an off year. He was really good last year, but he struggled with the home run ball and walks this year. You look at his numbers from his start back at Wrigley on July 26th.
Cubs 5-7 against the Cardinals this year, including 2-4 here in St. Louis. Chuck Berry, take us to break as the Cubs and the Cardinals get it going next.
2,000 miles all the way. Get your kicks on Blue.
Ford, manufacturers of America's best-selling brand. Check out our best-selling lineup at your local Ford store or online at localfordstores.com. And by Xfinity, your home for the most live sports.
And Cubs baseball in high definition on WGN is brought to you by Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. And away we go. Shelby Miller. Low ball 1 on Chris Coghlan to get us started. We'll get you the rest of the Cubs Mazda lineup here in a second. A 1-0 on the way. Hit in the air out to left. That's Matt Holliday. And he makes the catch for the first out. Let's check out that lineup brought to you by Mazda in a 2014 Mazda 3 with seamless connectivity. Baez coming up. Starlin Castro, Luis Valbuena. No Rizzo again day to day with the back issue. Jorge Soler is in right. Wellington Castillo, the catcher. Arizmendi Alcantara is in center. Chris Valaika at first, batting 8th. Kyle Hendricks hits 9th. Here's Baez against Shelby Miller. Third career start against the Cubs. A 159 career earned run average against the Cubs.
A 15-game winner last year, but Miller having a tough season this year. 8-9 with a 426. I mentioned in our open, the walk rate way up. The strikeout rate is down for him. Giving up a lot of home runs, 18 long ones in 145 innings.
Up the middle, Johnny Peralta, statistically having the best defensive year of his career at short.
Yeah, and the advanced stats really like this unit in terms of defensive runs saved. If you look that up on Baseball Reference, the Cardinals are at the top of the list Holiday, Jay Tavares cover the outfield here. Infield of Carpenter, Peralta, Colton Wong, a rookie at second base, and Big Matt Adams at first. And Yadier Molina behind the plate after 40 days out of action.
Here's Castro with 2 outs.
Miller will sit around 93 miles an hour comfortably with his fastball. He maxes out around 97. There's a curveball, a cutter, and a changeup.
There's the curve, and it's a strike called on Starlin, back in the lineup off the bereavement list at Cincinnati. Had 5 hits in 12 at bats. He's got 146 hits overall. That leads all National League shortstops. The 1-1 in on his hands, and he fouls off. Deep breath by the young right-hander. And his 1-2, 96 with a lot of late life to get Castro. And a quick 1-2-3 opening inning. Right across the street, past left field, as we check in on the Cardinals lineup. We've got some interesting numbers on them we'll show you here in a second. It's been a big difference last year to this year. Carpenter, an all-star yet again. The rookie Colton Wong. Matt Holliday is in left. Matt Adams leading the National League in batting average at home. Peralta, the all-time record for Cardinals shortstops in terms of home runs in a season. Molina back. Tavares, the struggling rookie in right. John Jay has been red hot. Miller, the pitcher, bats ninth.
Look at the Cubs defensively this evening. You see an outfield of Coghlan, Alcantara, and Jorge Soler. Infield third to first. Valbuena, Castro, Baez. Valleca spells Rizzo. Wellington Castillo behind the plate, and Kyle Hendricks makes his 9th major league starts through 8. He's been awfully good. 5-1 with a 178 earned run average. Got a fighting chance to be the National League Pitcher of the Month for August, depending on how tonight goes. He's put up some very good numbers this month. Last time out, remember, he only went 2 innings, then the rains came, so he should be well rested, strong, and ready to rock and roll.
Working with Joe West, the crew chief tonight. Rob Drake, Alan Porter, Gabe Morales on the bases. Valbuena way off the line and in at third. Valleca pulled in at first against Matt Carpenter. Takes a lot of pitches, leads the league in pitches seen per plate appearance, second in walks, and an all-star for the 2nd consecutive year. That's in there for a strike on a fastball at 88.
Pretty much where Kyle will sit with his heater. He'll cut it. He throws a real good changeup. Likes to sink his fastball. And he has a curveball as well.
That gets past it. Diving Valbuena into left for a leadoff single. This is not the Cardinals offense we saw last year. Run scoring way down. They had an ungodly 2013 with runners in scoring position. That has changed drastically. They're ahead of only the Padres in runs per game. They're tied with the Royals for last among all teams in home runs. And JD, they're down almost 90 points in runners in scoring position.
Yeah, they had a near historic year in that regard last year, and it's been proven to be an unsustainable skill. You know, it's not something that you can just repeat from year to year. These guys get on a roll, and things break your way. But you know, to be that far better than league average last year, you knew there had to be some regression this year.
You know, their regression to the mean, I think, involved a car hitting a wall. I mean, it just 90 points. Wow.
They paid the price for being so good last year.
Yeah.
But they are. They've been.
They lapped the field last year.
Yeah,
right?
and they've been an interesting team this year because, you know, they've been outscored by their opponents. You talked about the offensive woes. The pitching hasn't been any great shakes. Kind of league average. Bullpen has had issues, and here they are, 10 games better than 500. Breathing down the necks of the first place Brewers.
National League champions last year, holding on to the top wild card spot. If the season had ended yesterday, the Cardinals would be hosting the Giants in the one-game wild card round, but they still have division aspirations, only a game back in the lost column to Milwaukee. 2-1 on Wong. Now throw over to first. .85 degrees. Man, was it hot and steamy this afternoon. And we've got a chance of rain here tonight and tomorrow as well when these two teams try to get 2 games in. Carpenter takes off as Wong fouls off, and it's 2-2.
Cardinals don't steal a lot of bases, but they might play a little hit and run as we go a little deeper on Kyle Hendricks. Outstanding numbers across the board. That whip 1.01, way better than league average. Starters in the National League have a whip of 1.27. Anytime you're right around 1, you're among the elite in that department. Same for that OPS against.
Carpenter not going, and the pitch is outside for ball 3, and it's full 3-2.
That's the other reason why Mike Matheny was starting Carpenter there, because Hendricks, as you saw, is a ground ball pitcher. Better than half the balls put in play against Hendricks on the ground, so Carpenter probably on the move here.
Hendricks pitching in this ballpark for the first time and facing the Cardinals, as we mentioned, for the second time. Carpenter goes, ball 4, and some early trouble for the right-hander. 2 on, nobody out. You mentioned it at Wrigley Field. He pitched well, and certainly well enough to win, but he gave up a first-inning home run to Matt Holliday about a month ago, and that was it. 1-0 the final.
So Holliday won that battle. The other part of the stat line that's just interesting on Holliday is the grounded into double play. He does that a lot. Cubs like to pitch him in.
He has not been bitten by the unclutch bug, so to speak. 323 with runners in scoring position. 9-game hitting streak coming in. Ground ball, base hit into left. Carpenter sent by Jose Oquendo. Coughlin's throw cut off by Valbuena, and it's 1-0 St. Louis. Matt Holliday has 18 game-winning RBIs, leading all major league hitters. He's hoping that's another one here early tonight.
Breaking ball out or third, and Holliday's really good on breaking balls. He's good on pitches out away from him. A lot of times you see him drive that ball towards right center. He leans out and gets this one and hits it through the hole between third and short. I think Hendricks wanted that pitch off the plate. I think ideally they wanted to try to finish him with a good two-seamer in on his hands.
Now Matt Adams. He leads the Cardinals with 5 triples. As the late Mel Allen would have probably said if he were calling this game. How about that?
How about that? I think we've witnessed at least one of those. You normally don't associate that body type with 3 base hits.
One and two. He likes to swing the bat. Doesn't walk a whole lot. Any sort of splits we reference in regards to Kyle Hendricks, you got to take them with a big grain of salt because he's only made 8 starts. But he has, when he has struggled, it hasn't happened very often. It's usually been early in ball games. Popped up, shallow left. Castro's calling for it, and he's got it.
Valbuena had no clue. He was hands up over his head. He was about 30 feet away from the play, but there's plenty of help. Castro and Coughlin both converging. Castro makes the play. Easier play for the shortstop anyway. Check out Luis. He's tracking. He takes a look down to find everybody else, and then he has no idea where the baseball is.
In Hendricks' first 8 starts, we'll say 9, including tonight. He has now allowed 7 earned runs in the first inning. He's allowed 4 in every other inning total. Now, the only one that I find interesting, JD, is 5 walks. Make it 6 with tonight in the first inning. Runner goes, and Wong's going to get in at third without a throw. Yesterday, the Cubs gave up 6 stolen bases at Cincinnati, and the Cardinals took note. Even though you have a different battery tonight.
Yeah, that may have been a scouting report deal there where they had some sense of Hendricks when he comes set, whether he'll look twice to second base or not, or maybe it was just intuition on the part of Wong. He's been pretty good. That's 19 steals and 21 tries for him.
Swing and a miss. So anyway, he's walked as many guys in the first inning so far in his young career as he has in all other innings. So maybe just not quite comfortable on.
Well, I think it's fairly typical too for pitchers to struggle a little bit in that first inning, especially finesse guys. Might take them a while to kind of settle in. And they can't afford, they won't get away with as many mistakes.
Broken back flare, base hit. Wong scores. Peralta makes it 2-0. Big hand now. Yadier Molina coming up.
We got a huge ovation coming in from the bullpen after warming up Shelby Miller. And he gets another one here. He takes his first at bat since just before the All-Star break.
He's a quick healer. They originally said when he tore a ligament in his right thumb and had surgery in July that he was going to miss 8 to 12 weeks. But he ended up missing a little over 7 weeks, 40 games total. And he looks at a strike. Well, we tell people to slide feet first. He did, and he injured his thumb. You can get hurt doing both.
So a lot of guys, when they're running the bases, will hold a batting glove in their hand, so they keep a closed fist.
Able to hold up. A career .307 hitter against the Chicago Cubs.
Textbook sliding technique. You slide with your hands up.
Cutter on the outside corner. 1-2. Splintered his bat on that pitch that was way in.
He's getting some measure of revenge. The Cardinals have scored 2 runs, but he's broken 2 bats already. That's been a big key for him, the ability to pitch hard inside, especially on the right-handed hitters, because his changeup doesn't play as well to the righties as it does to the lefties. He's more apt to go fastball in, curveball, cutter away to a right-handed hitter. Not to say he won't throw his changeup to a right-handed hitter, but it's a more effective pitch against lefties. Good cutter. Joe West pretty tight, always has been behind home plate. He's a good home plate umpire, but you don't get you don't get much off the margins, if any, from Joe West. He makes you throw it over a good chunk of home plate.
Swing and a miss on a curveball for strike 3. And Molina, after striking out, gets an ovation. Ever happened to you?
No, I don't think so. Maybe, if you got a really good game going and you get that at bat late in the game and strike out.
I was going to say, if they're going to cheer for a strikeout, he should have hit into a double play.
Yeah, I would have loved him.
Here's Oscar Taveras. It has been a struggle. And the Cubs have a lot of young players, and some of them have gone through struggles too. This is his 57th game this year. On the ground to first, Valbuena, soft hands, makes the play. Hendricks somewhat limits the damage. They still get a clear and lead 2-0. runs in the first for the Cardinals. I just tweeted out a link to a story that is really odd. It almost makes you think it's not real. The Mariners are investigating an altercation between catcher Jesus Montero, who's on a rehab assignment at their Class A affiliate, and a Seattle scout named Butch Bacala, according to MILB.com. Montero was coaching first when Bacala yelled at him to hustle at the end of an inning. A game official, this is according to the ESPN.com news story. That ball hit a ton by Luis Valbuena, and it will go. They're on the board. Valbuena's been hot here as of late. Henry led off the inning the other night in Cincinnati.
Every home run a career best for Valbuena. That's number 14, the 19th allowed by Shelby Miller this year. Yeah, he's got 3 or 4 of them in the last 10 days or so. Jumped all over this Miller fastball. Got a big chunk of home plate. Challenged him. Mid-thigh right over the heart. See you later. Great swing.
14.
Yeah, I read that story on Montero. Funny stuff, bizarre stuff.
Solair takes a strike, gets to finish the thought. The scout had an ice cream sandwich delivered to Montero in the dugout. So he went to the stands with a bat, screaming profanities allegedly, and threw this ice cream sandwich at the scout. Ground ball, base hit. Solair, 2 hits in each of his first 2 major league games, and a solid single in his first at bat tonight. Kind of like this Valbuena-Solair tandem.
Yeah, they've been doing a nice job. Back to back there the other day. This is a breaking ball in the heart of the strike zone from Miller.
Well, good job of waiting back.
Yeah, so Montero has been shut down for the year. Of course, there's not a whole lot left of the minor league season. I don't know if he was anticipating a call up or not, but he's not going to get it.
I have a hard time believing the scout is going to be able to explain his way out of that. Unless there's more to the story than we know.
The player put on a bunch of weight, right? That was part of the issue. And so I don't know. Maybe it was like they just wanted to send him a message. Maybe he'd been kind of dogging it, not working hard, and apparently he was just walking back and forth from the dugout to his position coaching first base. And yeah, I mean the scout made. I don't know. He clearly acted out of turn as well. Might be what they're trying to do there, trying to shake him up a little bit.
1-1. And Castillo went around. Set Joe West. Big crowd tonight. As always, usually sold out or close to it when these two teams match up. Start of Labor Day weekend. Cubs will actually be home on Labor Day, Monday at 1:20. Inside against the Milwaukee Brewers. So the Cardinals will try to beat up on their rivals this weekend, and then they'll start rooting for the Cubs, who host Milwaukee and Pittsburgh.
Miller breathing hard already. It's a hot, muggy night.
Ooh, my. Called strike 3.
This one catch you inside corner. No, sir.
We'll bring up Alcantara. 8 for his last 18. Solair at first. Valbuena homered to start the inning. The pitch outside on the switch hitter.
Cubs did not have a good day offensively yesterday. They scored 2 in the 9th. They had been shut out up until that point. A lot of swings and misses. They were chasing a lot of bad balls from the starter, Dylan Axelrod for the Reds. Struck out in double digits in each of the 3 games in Cincinnati. That's not really anything new. They've been punching out a ton here lately.
Miller really held the ball for a long time there before the pitch. Miller born in October of 1990. So he's only 23. 19th overall pick in the 09 draft. Born in Houston, Texas. Went to Brownwood High School. 2-1. Cardinals still without Michael Wacha, who's on the DL. Curve strike. 2-2.
Yeah, Jaime Garcia done. He only made 7 starts. The guy who's really been pitching well for them lately is Lance Lynn.
It's like they're going in. The 2-2 is bounced to Adams at first. Throw to Peralta. Relay to Miller. Safe at first. To keep the inning alive. Cub fans, make sure you check out Len and JD's baseball blog at WGNTV.com. Sponsored by Jeff Vukovich, your nationwide insurance agent serving the area for 36 years. To join the nation, contact Jeff at jeffvuk.com. Nationwide is on your side.
Close at first base.
I don't think his foot was on the bag.
He was off the bag when he got the ball. They sent Molina out to the mound to buy a little time so they could review it in the dugout, but there will not be a challenge on that.
Chris Valbuena batting 8th in the lineup. Short lead by Alcantara. Miller threw 4 no-hitters while in high school. Second team All-American his senior year, 2009. Fouled back to the screen.
Small town in central Texas, Brownwood High School. Brownwood has a population right around 20,000.
$15 wins last year. That's a strike.
Yeah, and I think so. You know, with what he did last year, I think a lot of people thought he would really step up and have a huge year this year. And again, the command issues have been a big problem for him. His walk rate among the highest in all of baseball.
And strikeouts down too. I mean,
yeah, way down.
He was about 3-to-1 strikeouts to walks last year. Nowhere close to that this season. Shallow right. Taveras coming on, and he makes the waist-high catch to retire the Laker. Valbuena led off the inning with a 400-foot-plus home run. It's 2-1 St. Louis in the second.
to WGNTV.com. Click on the WGN Sports Game Zone banner, and there you'll connect to all the up-to-the-minute stats and information while you're watching from home. Game Zone is sponsored by the Great Escape Pools, patio sets, play sets, hot tubs, and more.
Kyle Hendricks hoping this is the settle-in frame of the night. 8, 9, and 1. Jay, Miller, and Carpenter.
Normally you think, well, that's soft landing, 8, 9, and 1, but 8 has been unbelievable here lately. That being the Chief Justice, John Jay.
Always been able to hit for average .295 in his career. He's trying to hit at least .300 for the third time in his first 5 years. I think you brought this up the last time we saw the Cardinals. He just kind of hangs around, and by the end of the year, he probably has played more than anybody thought he would.
Yeah, they seem like they're always trying to replace him. Take at bats away, and he just plays his way back into the lineup.
Slices one out to Coghlan for the out. Next homestand, the 2000s decade celebration will be presented by Bank of America. Go to WrigleyField100.com for all the planned festivities. Brewers and Bucks will be in town. Make sure you get on out to Wrigley Field before the end of the season. For tickets, visit Cubs.com. And the Jackie Robinson West All-Stars will visit Wrigley Field on Monday afternoon. U.S. Little League champions. And they will throw out a ceremonial first pitch. They'll be recognized on the field before the game. They're going to meet the Cubs during VP, and they're going to lead the 7th inning stretch from the field. How cool is that?
That's going to be a lot of fun.
Fastball reaching 92, but a little bit outside.
Hey, come on, Joe. Say it ain't low, Joe.
Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Let's step aside and see what's coming up on WGN. Stadium, St. Louis, Missouri. Cubs and Cardinals, first of 4. We're back on WGN on Sunday. CSN day game, night game tomorrow. And a strike on Chris Carpenter. Matt Garza ready to rejoin the Brewers rotation. So he'll be coming off the DL, maybe against the Cubs. Don't know yet exactly when he will pitch next.
Matt Carpenter, one of those true line drive hitters. Small all over the diamond. Occasional power. He's hit 7 home runs this year. Every now and then he'll look to turn on one.
You mentioned possible pitcher of the month of August for Kyle Hendricks. Statistically, the only guy who's been better in terms of ERA is Mike Fiers, 4-0 with a 129. Madison Bumgarner has 49 strikeouts, 2 walks. He's 3-1. Hendricks and Fiers both 4-0.
Guessing the voters are going to lean toward Bumgarner.
Tell you what, Fiers, though, 32 strikeouts, 4 walks, with a lower ERA.
We saw a whole bunch of those strikeouts.
10 hits in 28 innings. Another slicer out to left. Long run Coghlan. And he makes the catch. Hendricks does does settle in at least 4 in inning. 2-1 Cardinals.
And then the nightcap tomorrow evening at 7 back here on GN. Sunday afternoon at 1 o'clock. Ford go further in any one of Ford's many fuel-efficient vehicles. Check out America's freshest lineup at your local Ford store or at localfordstores.com.
Underway here in the third, a strike on Hendricks. Fastball at 94, but it missed. 1-1. Pounded ball right to Wong at second, and the easy play for the out. Cubs are proud to salute the men and women of the United States Armed Forces. We'll honor them with a special ceremony prior to the Labor Day game September 1st against the Brewers. That's this Monday. Fans who purchase tickets through the Cubs special events page will get a special commemorative coin. Tickets are only available through Cubs.com/special events. You ready for this one?
Yes.
Okay. Chris Coghlan ejected yesterday for the first time in his life. Talking to Chris today, and he was not proud of it. He said, I let my emotions get to me. He said, I go back to Little League, minor leagues, every level of my life. That's the first time I've ever been kicked out. He was not proud of it.
Well, you know, and I would think that that's true for the majority of Major League players.
Baez with 2 quick outs. Oh, man.
Yeah. Young, high-ceiling guys right here. 23-year-old right-hander with a 95-mile-an-hour heater, and Javi Baez with all that bat speed. We talked about Tavares and his struggles. Baez going through it. Gregory Polanco, the big prospect for the Pirates, was ballyhooed when he was called up. He's back in the minor leagues. The guys that get to the big leagues and figure it out right away, they're more of the exception than the norm.
Yeah. The 0-2, cut and a miss for strike 3, so that's 100 plate appearances. He's fanned out 44 times. 2-1. as a starter and what their numbers were through 8 career starts as we look at Kyle Hendricks tonight. Now Kerry Wood in start number 5 pitched maybe the best game in the history of baseball. 20 strikeouts against the Astros, May 6, 1998. Curveball strike on Colton Wong.
And the comparisons for Hendricks are typically with Maddox. Greg, a control artist with good sinker, great changeup.
Cutter is too high. Wong was a National League Rookie of the Month back in May. Walk and a run. Stole a base in the first inning.
Mike Matheny, the manager of the Cardinals, has taken some heat over the treatment of some of his younger players. Wong was sent out to the minor leagues when he was struggling earlier this year. Taveras, for the longest time, had a hard time getting playing time.
Fly ball to right. That's Solair out there, and he makes the play.
Wrigley Rooftops is premier seating for up to 200 guests for corporate gatherings, family reunions, and bachelor or bachelorette parties. Individual group tickets are available for all games. For more details, go to WrigleyvilleRooftops.com or call 773-248-ROOF.
Holiday RBI single to put the Cardinals on top. Really got in on him. A little one bouncer. Hendricks over to cover, and he beats Holiday there. So after the Peralta RBI hit in the first inning, 7 in a row retired by Hendricks.
Yeah, and the Peralta base hit was a broken bat flare. Carpenter had a line drive base hit the other way. Holiday's ball was hit hard through the hole, but after that, he's been able to execute his pitches. Do some weak contact, get a couple punch outs along the way. That may be the most jammed Matt Holliday has ever been.
What was it, Tom Petty song? You're jamming me. 0-1 on Adams.
I got a little Bob Marley going now.
Off the end of the bat. Alcantara now has to drift back a little bit. And the inning comes to an end. Hendricks had to work hard in the first, but hasn't really broken a sweat since. 2-1 St. Louis. The Urge from St. Louis. Getting hectic. It's like they're just kind of chilling in the truck. Where's our director, Skip Ellison? I saw a hand there on the counter.
He's getting hectic.
Curveball on Castro, misses. 4-1.
He had 2 of the Cubs' 5 hits in the ball game yesterday. They're singletons.
That's out of play.
Since 2011, he has led the way among Major League shortstops in terms of base hits.
On a bounce to Peralta to get Castro. Hey, I want to send out happy anniversary wishes to my parents, Joe and Sharon. I believe
what's the number?
44.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah. Happy belated birthday wishes to Cubs strength coach Tim Buss. Valbuena in a 2-0 count. He homered his first time up.
Turned on a fastball on that bottom of 2-0 breaking pitch there from Miller.
Nothing cheap about that homer. Just to the left of the bullpen. And he walks this time.
Earned his respect turning on that heater from the 2-0 breaking ball for a strike. Tried it again on 3-1. Couldn't find the strike zone. Valbuena off to a good start here this evening. Solo home run, 1-out walk. They are stringing zeros in Pittsburgh tonight. 0-0 Reds and Pirates, middle of the 8th. Mike Leake coming off a dandy to shut out baseball last time he pitched, I believe. And Edinson Volquez has been really good lately for the Pirates as well, with a shutout going.
Two on Solair.
Good action inside the two-seam fastball. You don't have to sacrifice a lot of velocity to get that movement either.
Molina pounces on it.
Tried a little bit of a quick pitch there, didn't he? Did he come to a stop?
Apparently he did.
It wasn't much. You don't see that called much anymore. That used to be a call they would frequently make. But it's, when it's done in that fashion to kind of do a little sneak attack on the hitter, that's one where the base coaches will get in the ears of the umpires. Hey, make sure he stops.
Get a good look at Solair's setup here. Kind of like Starlin, a little bit like Derek Lee, as I mentioned the other night. From 0-2 to 3-2. You see way more open stances than closed these days. When you see a guy with a closed stance, with that front foot closer to the plate than the back foot, it really stands out. Runner goes. Ball 4. Solair draws the walk. Back-to-back free passes.
There's still time to host your best customers and guests in a private suite at Wrigley Field this season. The Nuveen Investment Suites can accommodate anywhere from 15 to 55. Include food, all you can drink beverages, and parking. To book your premier experience at the ballpark, visit Cubs.com/suites. Good patient approach by Solair, and the Cubs have a threat going after back-to-back walks.
Castillo caught looking in the second. Not hit very hard. They'll still try to turn it. There's one. Oh man, that was close. He just got to first before the throw did. So they'll be at the corners with 2 outs. It's a 4-6 fielder's choice.
A slowly hit ground ball that allowed Castillo to beat the return throw to first base after a little soft backhanded flip and the awkward throw from Peralta.
I wouldn't call Welly the slowest runner in the league, but I'd probably put him in the team picture. Most catchers don't run very well. A lot of guys, it's hard to watch them run.
You kind of feel their pain as they're going down the line.
On every step, yeah. And catching really takes it out of you.
Joe, you're making a liar out of me. Well, most catchers are going to lose a little bit too by this time of the year, right? Pretty well beat up, and those legs are real heavy. The front line guys that catch the lion's share of the games.
Miller with a 1-1 to Alcantara. It's outside. And it's 2-1. Together on the mound to discuss. Tom and Judy Harrington, big Cub fans from Downers Grove, Illinois, just celebrated 40 years of marriage. Congrats.
Oh my.
He got the corner. Wow. 2-2.
And a couple of them in this sequence that I thought were off the plate. Yeah, it should be 4-0. And my analysis of Joe West at the start of the ballgame that he was fairly tight is proving to be wrong. At least in this at bat.
See, Alcantara, I think, was asking West, was that ball up? But when you do get a couple of calls go against you, it's natural that you're going to expand a little bit with 2 strikes. You're probably expanding a bit anyway down in the count, or at least with 2 strikes on you. Easy fly for Matt Holliday to end the inning. Cubs strand a couple. Could not convert after 2 walks. Final weekend here. Cubs and Cardinals will also match up late in September at Wrigley Field. Cubs will be using 6 men in the rotation, at least next time around. They've got Felix Doubront, who will make his Cub debut tomorrow in the day game. He'll face right-hander Justin Masterson. Tsuyoshi Wada tomorrow night against Marco Gonzalez, the left-hander. Travis Wood, John Lackey on Sunday here on WGN. But with Jacob Turner and with Doubront, the Cubs want to take a look at those guys. So for now, 6 starters, and at some point they hope to have Edwin Jackson back to make a start or 2 before season's end. So they've got some depth in the rotation here for the final month. And what that might do, JD, is allow a guy like Hendricks to maybe finish the season with just a little more time in between starts, as opposed to hitting some innings limit, a week or 2 early. And I don't think they've made any concrete determinations on that just yet.
No, you don't have to. You could just kind of watch it play out and see how he is, how he feels. And I feel like it's becoming a bit of an issue where you need to shut him down for the rest of the season, or for a start or 2 you could do that. But yeah, I think putting that extra arm in the rotation will certainly help in that regard.
Hendricks ahead of Peralta, 0-2. Ooh, curve. Outside.
At times generous, at times not. Peralta having a very nice year. At the beginning of the year, he was hitting the ball out of the ballpark, but he wasn't hitting for much average. Now he's been able to bring that up, hitting 267. He's gone deep 18 times to lead their club.
Swing and a miss. That, I think, was a changeup.
Third strikeout of the night for the Cardinals.
Hurtel.
whatever it was a good pitch.
Yeah, it was.
This Cardinal team, that's one thing. They don't strike out much.
See the grip?
No, let's look at it again.
You want to see it again?
Yeah.
Can we see it again? I thought he had a change-up grip.
It looked like curveball spin, but he might have gotten around the side of it a little bit.
Watch his hand. Change-up.
Yeah. It's hard to make that change-up go the other way.
Right.
A heck of a pitch.
Shot foul. Line to the Laker for the out.
The 30th annual Cubs convention will take place at the Sheraton Chicago Hotel and Towers January 16th through the 18th. Room blocks are now open and can be reserved by visiting CubsConvention.com or by calling 1-800-325-3535. Be sure to ask for the Cubs convention rate. All reservations at the Sheraton come with convention passes built right into the hotel package. They're right in there.
Taveras
It was
not happy with that call. Something about his delivery I really like. I think the fact he repeats it so well. It's real smooth. Not a ton of effort exerted. At least that's what it looks like. Taveras fouls out to Valbuena. Kyle Hendricks has a perfect game since the second. Live look-ins, replay reviews, live radio broadcasts, the MLB.TV game of the day, and more. Download on the App Store. Sale ends soon. Visit Cubs.com. I should have read that like Labor Day sale, say 50%. No, not the end.
No.
Hanging out in the ballpark village. They've got some rooftop seating over there, and the building is constructed to look like it's part of the ballpark. A strike on Chris Valbuena. Curveball, he almost turned right into it. Got a good question from Ryan Jeffries on Twitter, which we'll get to here in a second. Ground ball right to Peralta. Reputation, not a lot of range, but you hit it at him, he'll make the play. Ryan says, can you discuss the tradition of the around the horn as they're doing right now after an out is made? I don't know the origin of it without looking it up, but I think it's just to keep the infield arms loose. You've got, 15, 20 seconds before the batter gets in the box. I mean, there probably is some other specific reason, but that's probably it, right?
I have no idea. It's a great question.
Hendricks pops it up. Adams in foul ground will make the catch. All right, so Adams will throw it to the second baseman. Wong fires it to Peralta. Peralta to Carpenter. Yeah. So that was truly around the horn. First to second to short to third. Why is it the horn?
Well, I think it around like sailing around Cape Horn. I think there's so many of the baseball terms are nautical. On deck. Like we always grew up saying you're on deck, then you're in the hole. And
that's nautical, right?
Then I've heard in the hold. You're in the hold. It's a nautical term. He threw that pitch right in his wheelhouse.
One and one. Ground ball to first. Adams will take it to the bag to end the inning. Pitchers have taken over this one. Summary. Kyle Hendricks had a rough start the first inning. Gave up 2 runs, but nothing since. Luis Valbuena, another home run on the road trip. Shelby Miller has been excellent so far for the home team. Start something special with great leases and low financing on a new Honda. Visit shophonda.com or go to your local Honda dealer. A lot of tweeters chiming in with skipper for manager, courtsider for lefty. All kinds of good nautical baseball terms. Did you come up with anything on Around the Horn other than?
No, just it's just the tradition. I don't know when it started, but I'm guessing in theory, just like you said, just to keep everybody involved. Probably no real value to it in the modern game other than it's the tradition. That was a good looking pitch. Ruled a little bit high.
Drilled in the center. John Jay stays hot. He came in hitting .391 in August.
Yeah, with the on-base percentage of .494. Mike Matheny, I would contemplate having him up near the top of the batting order. But his reach here allows Miller to butt him over.
Miller will square to bunt and takes the pitch off the plate. Brian Ostro, we hope you're feeling better. Big Cub fan. That is a strike. Luke Tillotson, happy 8th birthday. Ryan Bannon is here from East Peoria. It's his bachelor party tonight. Rooting on the Cubs. Pretty good bunt by Miller. Goes 1-4. So I've been trying to kind of figure out who Kyle Hendricks reminds me of facially. John Baker threw out this one. You ready? A young Dick Van Dyke. You seeing it?
Wonder how many guys on the club know who Dick Van Dyke is.
John Baker does.
John Baker, yeah.
Change up, swing and a miss.
Rob Petrie.
One and one.
Carpenter, you know, he's such a tough hitter because he stays back so long. So he's tough to fool. Very quick hands. Not taking a big load. He's not trying to drive the ball out of the ballpark. Just short and quick to the baseball. Those guys are tough to fool. It's a real good matchup between a cerebral pitcher and a very smart hitter.
Yeah, you know, Kyle Hendricks might be special. We're not only trying to figure out who he pitches like, but who he looks like.
Yeah. He pitches like Maddox, and he looks like
Dick Van Dyke. Yeah, it's a pretty good life. 8.5 starts into his major league career.
Carpenter took that 2-1 changeup like he knew it was coming. It was a good one for a strike.
Considering the kind of hitter he is, he probably did. 3-2. Wheels around and tries to keep Jay honest.
Wong took third base on him in the first inning, and I imagine Chris Bosio told him, or somebody maybe, hey, don't forget about those guys at second base.
Bounced past the mound, but not by Castro, and he gets him by a half a step. With Jay now in third, but there are 2 outs. Yes.
Yeah, I get it.
Oh, Rob.
No, but
there you go.
Look out for the footstool.
Ground ball to Valeka. Well, it's just like my Aunt Agnes used to say. 2-1 Cardinals.
I see little Jim Neighbors.
Cubs baseball is brought to you by Budweiser, the official beer of Major League Baseball. Great times are waiting. Grab some Buds. Two to one, St. Louis.
Pitcher's doing a nice job here tonight. How much staying power will they have on a hot night. 67 pitches from Miller here as he starts the sixth. He's had 1, 2, 3 innings in the first, third, and fifth. That's allowed him to keep that pitch count down. A couple walks in the fourth. The leadoff home run by Valbuena. The Cubs' only run so far.
Bounce to third. Carpenter gets Baez.
What do you got?
I just, you know, it's just fun. I'll just run down the list. James Arness, Ferris Bueller's friend.
That's Lincecum looks like Ferris Bueller's friend.
Cameron, Lincecum without the long hair. Got that. Fred Astaire. Jim Neighbors.
Yeah, I like
Keith Jones, a former hockey player. Yeah. Eli Manning. I guess he looks like everybody.
He's every man.
Cut and a miss. Oh, 2. Breaking ball in the dirt outside. Well, Hendricks lost to the Cardinals in late July at Wrigley Field 1-0. It was a first inning homer by Matt Holliday. Tonight they gave up 2 in the first. Nothing since. Fan on the field, barely wearing anything, and he's being tackled by 17 security guards. We will not show him.
I would just say that if it were the rodeo, they beat the 8-second time limit. They got him. They were quick to react.
Yeah.
They're averaging better than 43,000 here. Second only to the Dodgers in average attendance in Major League Baseball.
So we resume. High deep drive to center. Jay was playing pretty shallow, way back. He leaps. It's off the wall. Castro around second, on his way to third. Relay throw there, and he's out.
Wow, John Jay was really shallow for Castro. Surprisingly so. Starlin obviously has some pop in his bat. He went a long, long way, almost hauled this ball in. And look to me watching Starlin make his trip around the bases. There's just a lot of indecision everywhere along the way. I'm not sure whether he should go for it or not. He's following the ball there. He's kind of not sure. Not picking up his base coach. It's kind of cutting the bases a little bit awkwardly. And it's fine to keep your eye on the ball when the play's in front of you, but once you have to peek back over your shoulder to find the baseball, you've got to pick up your third base coach.
So let's see. Holiday to Peralta, who fired a strike to Carpenter. So that'll be a double for Castro, but 2 outs in the inning. Boy, just missed a home run. Valbuena has homered and walked tonight. Time now for a speed replay. It's brought to you by Xfinity. 417 feet the distance on this home run by Valbuena. Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. Wong to end the inning. Midway in the 6th, Cardinals 2, Cubs 1. Cardinals. Proud Mary. We did some arch trivia, didn't we, yesterday? We did. 1965. Yeah. The arch was completed. The signature monument here in the gateway to the West. Holiday with a go-ahead RBI single in the first inning. Cutter a little bit inside. Holiday covers a lot of the plate. He is a large human being. Popped in the left, where Coughlin hauls it in. Let's step aside and see what's coming up on WGN. It's packed here inside Busch Stadium. Cubs Cards game 1.
Been a little bit different start for Kyle Hendricks here tonight. He's gotten a lot of outs in the air. Typically he's a ground ball pitcher.
Coughlin got a little turned around, but able to recover.
I think a lot of it to do, maybe he's not throwing his sinker as much tonight, but a lot of it has to do with the approach of the Cardinal hitters too. A lot of guys who stay inside the ball, willing to shoot it the other way, and with that approach, you don't get those rollover ground balls that you see so often against a guy like Hendricks.
Two. Peralta leads the Cardinals with his 18 home runs. His D-WAR, defensive wins above replacement, 2.4. By far the best of his career. Castro just has it go under his glove. Peralta's got a 2-out base hit. He's 2 for 3.
Tyler maybe overplayed that one a little bit, reaching beyond the path of the ground ball. Sharply hit. Just couldn't stay down.
That hit him. Molina just nicked. All of a sudden a 2-out rally.
Molina, another one of those guys who shoots the ball the other way, so you have to pitch him in, and Hendricks taking a shot inside with a fastball just grazes that lead arm of Molina.
Richard Siegel getting into the fun. Oh, Rob. Oh, Kyle.
There's Mel Cooley.
Low and outside, 2-0.
Down a run, being careful here with Taveras. A young hitter. Talk about the approach of some of the veteran hitters. Taveras, his game not quite as mature. You might get him to chase here. Probably sitting dead red. It's a situation where Hendricks really likes his changeup. He floats it in there for strike one. A young kid comes to the big leagues, has success early, and everybody says, well, wait till the league adjusts to him. Wait till the second time around. Well, this is the Cardinals' second look at him. And they got a couple off of him in the first, but since then he's been awfully good.
Kick, the pitch. Golfed high in the air. Right center. Solair. Usually the taller guy makes the catch, right? 2-1 Cardinals to the 7th. is We Belong by Stir. Band from St. Louis. I saw it back in the day. Terrific. Here's Solair. Cubs down a run. We're in the 7th. High drive to center. John Jay back. He's at the wall. Let's go. We're tied. Looked like he was going to hit that one over the arch.
That was one very impressive swing of the bat to hit the ball that far, that high. And Miller's had success with that high fastball. He's been getting swings through and pop-ups. Not many guys are going to hit this pitch this hard. This ball way up above the belt. He got some stench. Wow.
And it might have an injury.
So hard, the trainer's coming out.
His ego might be bruised after that home run, but the Cardinals are worried about something physical.
Light tower power.
Cubs leading the National League with 32 August home runs. Not quite sure what it is with Miller, but he is taking some warm-up tosses, and he says he's all right.
Overall, the Cubs third in the National League in home runs.
Well, he hit that one 409 feet. If he had straightened it out a little bit, he might have hit it into the Mississippi River. It's about 2,700 feet to the river?
Off the batter's eye, at least.
There's Manus.
That's what scouts look for when they go watch young players. They watch them take BP and they see how far, how high they hit the ball. Good indication of potential power, even if they're not hitting the ball out of the ballpark. See guys hitting high drives out to the wall. You know there's power there.
Neil Ramirez is up for the Cubs. Yeah, as you kind of look ahead at what this lineup will look like next year and into the following seasons as Ramirez cranks it up, they're going to strike out. But is it a stretch to say this team could lead the league in home runs for a while?
No, it's not.
No, projections.
Yeah, it's I would say that it's likely. When all these kids get here, when you have a lineup that includes Rizzo, Baez, Solair, Bryant, that group right there, and depending on how everybody else that fits around them, yes, they should contend for the league lead in home runs on a yearly basis for a while, I would think, if indeed that group is here together.
Injury note, Justin Ruggiano had arthroscopic left ankle surgery today, so his season officially over. Went on the DL earlier this week, so he will not be back. Randy Choate has joined Manus. 2-1 on Alcantara, who doesn't project as a 25 to 30 homer guy, but Got more power than you think.
Yeah, he's an Altoid. Jumped on one the other day in Cincinnati. A chin high fastball on a hit and run play.
Four hits for the Cubs, 2 have left the yard. That one hit with authority. Taveras, though, will make the grab. It's so easy to, sit here and go, well, Baez, oh man, he's striking out too much. I'm worried about him. Solair, he's going to be awesome, and to overreact with every day or week or even month of these rookies' careers. I'm just enjoying watching the process. Good or bad, these are all learning experiences.
And based on the scouting reports, the things that we've heard, the numbers that you look at in their minor league. Well, we'll talk about it later.
Well, Lake at a deep center. Jay's gotten his cardio in tonight as it is. He makes a catch on the warning track. Solair with his second home run in his third major league game. 2-2, we're tied. Into the bottom of the 7th. And it's going to be Neil Ramirez. Kyle Hendricks, 89 pitches, 6 innings, 2 runs, ERA of 1.91 after 9 starts.
Another solid effort for Kyle Hendricks here tonight. No decision, but an outstanding effort. He'll turn it over to the bullpen. We talked in the open about how good this bullpen has been. A National League best 1.81 ERA in the month of August for the Cubs pen. And 0.79 ERA for the last 2 weeks, the best in all of Major League Baseball. Neil Ramirez has been a big part of it, and he's been good all year long. 1.08 ERA for 39 appearances. League hitting just 171 against him. Tied because of that man, powerful blast to straightaway center field. A high, towering home run. When you see it leave the bat that high, you go, "That can't go that far, can it?" Sure it can.
That home run means that Kyle Hendricks will finish the month of August at 4-0. He gets a no decision. The pitch to John Jay is low. 95 on the Heat.
Yeah, that first inning, it's kind of like when you watch a college basketball game, and one team will start the game or start the second half, just kind of boom, 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 go, 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 and you just have to kind of weather the storm. That's exactly what happened in the first inning for Hendricks. Single, double, or single walk single to get started, and Peralta with an RBI single. But the thing that I liked, he never changed his tempo. Just continued to make pitches.
Right down the middle, but Jay swung right through it. 1-2.
17 times out for Neil Ramirez, an 0.68 ERA. Like the rest of his mates out there in the pen, a lot of strikeouts, not many walks.
Swing and a miss. He got him.
Giddy up on that heater.
Randall Grichuk will pinch hit for Miller. That Neshek, all-star, he's up. Well, Shelby Miller younger than Kyle Hendricks, but more big league time, and we may see a lot of Hendricks-Miller matchups in the years to come. They were both really good. Line in the left, pinch hit single by Grichuk. Pitch. Carpenter for a late bunt attempt, and he fouled it off.
And Valbuena was back and off the line. Carpenter trying to push one down the third baseline, get himself a base hit that way. Valbuena will stay off the line, but move even with the bag now. The dangerous thing about a guy like Carpenter, he's so good going the other way. You feel like you have to come in on him, but if he's looking in there, and turns on one, that's the ball he's likely to hit out of the ballpark or hit into the alley for extra bases.
The pitch. Slicing drive left field, and it'll be caught by Coughlin. It'll send Grichuk back to first.
Carpenter initially thought this ball was going to bend foul. It actually stays fair. Coughlin able to track it down just before crossing into foul territory. Grichuk has not tried a stolen base at the big league level this year.
Long with 2 down. First pitch by Ramirez is a strike called. Indians leading at Kansas City 4-0 in a rain delay in the 6th. Orioles got a grand slam from Chris Davis and beat up on the Twins 9-1 at Camden Yards. That's a final. Miguel Gonzalez, we saw him last weekend. He was very good tonight. 7 innings, 1 run. One pitch, swing and a miss over top of a good breaking ball. 1-2.
Power curveball. Really good bite on that pitch.
The Mets beat the Phillies 4-1. Grady Sizemore dropped an easy fly ball and allowed the Mets to get the key runs. Pulled into right. And the Tampa Bayers couldn't get it. Solair up with it, and he fires a seed right to second base. Well, that was an aggressive play by Solair out there in right. He knew exactly what he wanted to do.
Yeah, he knows they're not going to go first or third on him there. He just gets up and fires a seed right back into second base. In case Grichuk could take an aggressive turn around the bag, he would have had a plan on him. Just has the look, right, of the prototypical right fielder.
He's looking for outs, right? He's not there to just kind of wait back, get the ball, lob it back in.
Power arm, power bat.
Well, you don't get a lot of chances out there in the corner outfield spot. I think he knows he's got a good arm. He wants to use it. Dangerous hitter here, Matt Holliday. Coughlin maybe battling the lights there. Yeah, look at him shaking his head. That ball knuckled on him a little as well, but he makes the catch, and the inning is over. 2-2 after 7. Brought to you by Budweiser. Great times are waiting. Grab some buds. Ford, manufacturers of America's best-selling brand. Check out our best-selling lineup at your local Ford store or online at localfordstores.com. And by Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. That's the strip on Washington near downtown St. Louis. What a year for the veteran Pat Neshek. An all-star for the first time. 6 wins in relief.
Yeah, and sometimes, wins in relief can be cheap, but when you look at the other numbers, nothing's been cheap about what he has accomplished this year. My goodness.
Pinch hitter Logan Watkins, ground ball, base hit into right. Taveras will backhand. Big turn by Watkins. He'll hold with a single to start the inning. It has not been very long, and he's been here twice here recently, but I'll tell you what, Logan Watkins looks like a different player from the guy we saw last year. Much more aggressive.
Yeah, he's in go mode.
So he's now 5 out of 13. And he represents a go-ahead run. Pedro Strop heating up in the Cubs bullpen.
You look at Neshek's delivery, excuse me, you would think, well, yeah, he's going to be tough on righties, but lefties should have an advantage. That has not been true. They're hitting 135 against him.
Runner going. It's a hit and run as Coughlin bounces foul. Gary Jones, the Cubs third base coach, with the signs.
.55 and a third innings of work for Neshek this year. He's allowed 26 hits. 27 now with Watkins single.
Crack bat fly down the right field line. Taveras can't make the play. It's a fair ball. It bounces out of play. It'll be a double for Coughlin. Watkins has to stop at third. Second and third with nobody out.
Cardinals catch a break there. If that ball doesn't go out of play, Watkins scores and Coughlin probably ends up at third base. There's some hot pursuit. Can't make the play. Can't knock it down, but catches a break as it bounces up into the crowd.
Here's Baez, and maybe some nervous Cardinal infielders have to move in. We know how hard he can hit the ball. So we know about Baez. A lot of swings and misses. Had 7 home runs. Contact mode ideally, right?
Yeah, but I don't know that there's much of a change in his approach.
Right. He's got it opened up on what, 5th gear at all times.
Yeah. It's not like he's choking up and shortening his stroke, trying to punch it the other way. Now he'll look the other way. He'll shoot the ball to right field. But there's just not a whole lot of compromise in the swing. See what he does here with 2 strikes if he's willing to shorten up.
He takes it outside for a ball. Castro waits on deck. Here's the 1-2.
Situation here where I think a lot of clubs, the pitching coach or the manager might have gone out prior to this at bat to talk over the strategy, but when you got a guy like Neshek out there on the mound and Yadier Molina behind the plate, no need for a coach. There's your coach right there.
Off the plate, 2-2. Cardinals have lost 4 of 6. Cubs dropped the last 2 in Cincinnati after a 4-game winning streak. That'll get it done. 2 runs will score on a gapper by Baez. It's a double, and the Cubs lead 4-2, their first advantage of the night.
Wow, nice job. Watkins off the bench with a pinch hit single. Coughlin and Baez delivered doubles. Neshek came into this game giving up a 138 batting average, 3 consecutive hits. Cubs take charge of this ball game. Seen a whole lot of John Jay's back tonight.
Baez and Solair facing the Cardinals for the first time. Hendricks pitching in this ballpark for the first time. Alcantara. And the Kids now with a 4-2 lead.
Yeah, I'm really surprised that they threw Baez a pitch anywhere near the strike zone after they got 2 strikes on him.
More than half his hits have gone for extras. Derek Lilliquist is going to head out to the mound in the middle of this at bat. Nick Greenwood is up.
Coming into play tonight, the Cardinals had a 7-5 edge on the Cubs in the season series. The Cubs had actually outscored the Cardinals by just a few, though. A lot of really tight, well-played games between these two teams this year.
Popped up on the infield, and it's Adams to make the catch. After 3 consecutive hits to start the inning, that's out number 1. Valbuena walking up. Well, Neshek hasn't given up much this year, as we just showed you. He has now allowed 7 runs the entire year, 2 coming tonight in his 60th appearance. Swing and a miss. He only walked 6 guys all season. Go ahead 2-run double by Baez.
Yeah, we were talking earlier about the makeup of this club and all the strikeout potential going forward, but also the home run potential, and that's the trade-off. You want guys who can do damage. Ideally, you want guys who can do damage. They don't strike out much and draw a lot of walks. These guys they're called superstars,
Hall of Famers. Yeah,
you can't go on eBay and get those guys. Craigslist.
Well, I remember being here last year and seeing, Matt Carpenter blossom. Kevin Seacrest, we're going. This guy was a 41st round pick. He's back in the minors, by the way. And just this parade of guys out of their system, and we either said it explicitly or we hinted at the idea of where do they keep finding these guys? And I think the Cubs, JD, are at the point where other major league teams are saying the same thing, and they're going to keep coming. The assembly line of offensive players with a lot of potential. It's an enviable position to be in as Valbuena strikes out.
Right, and so you take advantage of your situation, right? When it comes to having some losing years, they're drafting near the top of the draft. You're in a position where they can sign these flippable pitchers and get prospects for them. You take advantage of other teams that are in the race, and you get into their system for some of their top prospects. Solair, from Cuba, take advantage of international signings. So you kind of, it's a broad sweep, right? You could cover everything. No stone unturned.
That ball absolutely massacred. 6-2. Solair with a moonshot.
In case you're wondering, Jorge, there's not a higher league. This is it. Not going to call you up again.
3 for 3. A walk and 2 homers tonight for Solair.
Shrinking a ballpark. That's a pretty big yard here. 2 massive home runs by Solair tonight.
Do you hear that buzz? There are maybe a few thousand Cub fans, but about 39,000 Cardinal fans, and they're all going, "What was that?" You better get used to them. Pitching change. We'll be back. I think even he appreciates it.
Yeah. If the last one was a grande, this is a venti.
I'm not even sure he got all of it. Is that even fair to say?
I don't know.
There's more distance in there. They measured that one at 442. Castillo bounces it foul. Nick Greenwood.
Young lefty has not had a lot of success at the big league level yet.
Valbuena homered in the second. Solair 7th in the 8th by his 2-run double here in the 8th. Foul. That's a foul ball.
Lefty Greenwood's 26 years of age. Just shy of his 27th birthday. There you go. You guys have done the damage tonight.
Yeah, saying he hit it 442 feet does not do it justice. Carpenter gets Castillo. Can we watch it again, please? I want to see it again. When my kid was 4, he kept saying more when he wanted something. More Solair. Solair, only 22 years old.
Well, he said it earlier this year, right? When he came off the DL, he said, okay, it's my time.
Yeah.
My time to shine. And tore it up in the minor leagues, and he's off to a great start here at the big league level.
He kind of plays a game with this controlled intensity. Very smooth, really seems to slow things down, but we saw him go after a ground ball and fire a rocket to second.
Well,
Very
you charge the ball like you're supposed to, yeah.
Yeah.
Just, you see some guys will kind of lollygag and flip it back in, but he's playing fundamentally sound baseball right now. He comes against the ball, puts something on it when he throws it back into the infield.
That's the slider that looks like a split or a change. Just goes straight down. 2 strikes. Castro nears second to Valbuena for the out. Slider strike to Peralta. .96, but a little off the outside. Two and two now. Cubs with a 4-run top of the 8th. Off an all-star who had barely given up anything all year. And Peralta went. Strike 3.
Yeah, that's all. You put a 4 spot on the board in the top of the 8th, turn it over to this bullpen that has been so good. It feels real easy. Suspect as to whether he went or not. Close enough for Rob Drake down there at first base.
You know, it is interesting. Big picture when you look ahead. Everyone looks at the Cubs pitching, and Molina's just come up with huge hit after huge hit against the Cubs in his career. Go right at him here, obviously ahead by 4. And I agree, and I think everybody would agree that they're going to have to add some more pitching, whether it's via trade or free agency. A quick pitch and off the inside.
Well, and that's the thing. They're going to have a lot of available money to do it because the roster, all these kids are young. And they're not making gobs of money.
Yes, they will have resources to go out and add. But having said that, we should not completely overlook what we just showed Chris Bosio, what this pitching staff has accomplished, because especially here lately, and we referenced the bullpen, the pitching's been pretty good. It may not be quite as far behind as people think, is my point. Molina swings and misses, but he's thrown out by Castillo. Think about all the changes in the pen, particularly. 6-2 as we head to the 9th. WGN, Mark Brady. Skip Ellison is our director. Our associate producer, Vince Lodel. Christina Ballas, our studio coordinator back in Chicago. Our executive producer is Bob Vorwald. Great work by our entire crew. What is this, Dodger Stadium? Everybody's leaving early. Cubs leading 6-2. And a strike to Alcantara from Nick Greenwood, who at one time played drums in Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah.
Oh, check that. Mick Fleetwood, okay. Two and one.
Lee Greenwood. He once played for the Padres organization. This guy did.
Deep to center. Jay again on his horse, and that ball will go. Alcantara from the right side. 7-2.
Check the minor league report. See if Brian Schwarber went deep. Bam. There's the Altoid. Curiously strong. Goes from the right side. Number 6 for Alcantara.
It's the first one he's hit right-handed. As a big leaguer. Been a rookie invasion here lately. And the Cubs tonight doing it without Anthony Rizzo. Justin Grimm will get the bottom of the ninth, it appears. Nine hits, 7 have gone for extra bases for the Cubs tonight as Valbuena could not hold up. And that's strike 3. That's Caesar batting for Stroke. Carpenter stretched by Adams. He got him. Coughlin bounces to Greenwood. Well, if you missed it, or even if you did this, we're taking another look at all the blasts tonight. Valbuena, Solair again. Alcantara, 7-2 Cubs in the ninth.
66.
Alcantara homering for the first time in the big leagues, right-handed. Late surge, 7-2 lead here with 3 outs to go.
Well, Grim, part of this bullpen mix that has been so good of late. Overall for the year, 4.01 ERA, but it's been trending downward for a good while now. On for the 62nd time. And really good stuff from Grim of late. 226 league hits against him. He's allowed 49 hits at 58 in the third.
Pirates beat the Reds 2-1 tonight. Jose Tabata, game-winning RBI single in the 8th. Strike to Oscar Taveras.
Well, Grim had an 8.71 ERA in the month of July, $1.50 here in the month of August. 12 innings, 11 strikeouts, 1 walk, 265 since the All-Star break. It was better than 4.5 in the first half of the year. Last 15 have been tough to get to.
It hasn't been Grim at all for Justin.
And Grim
Justin
for the
Bright.
He should call his breaking ball the Reaper, right?
Nice. Yeah.
And the old Grim Reaper put him away.
Strike 3 called on that outside corner. Taveras is kind of going, eh.
No, Joe at times tonight has been very generous out there.
Yeah, you kind of had him as a strike zone.
He usually is. Yeah. He's been a guy throughout his career that's been fair, been very good back there, but mostly been tight.
Jay pokes it foul. $43,181. The paid crowd tonight. Day-nighter tomorrow, makeup of a rainout earlier this year. It was May 14th. Kyle Hendricks, the first Cub rookie to finish a calendar month 4-0 since Vito Valentinetti. I'm not familiar with him. 1956.
He sang those nights in Montreal, I think.
So he'll get a no decision. Neil Ramirez would get the win. Valentinetti. Vito Valentinetti. June 1956.
He finished the year 6-4 with a 378. And pitched 12 innings out of the bullpen the next year for the Cubs. They moved on to Cleveland, Detroit, and Washington.
That did 1 o'clock
his career
on Sunday to finish up this weekend. He went to Iona College.
Vito did?
Yeah. This time due to military service in the early 1950s. hit hard, and Baez just can't get it on the dive. Jay with a base hit. Solair up really quickly.
Well, Iona College is in New Rochelle, New York. Isn't that where it is? Yeah. All comes around. Dick Van Dyke.
It's an easy comp to make. I mean, it's kind of a, I've heard, reference before, but Solair is kind of having a Puig night, but the under control version. I mean, he plays the outfield like Puig does. Ultra aggressive, but we haven't seen overthrows or anything like that. He's had a perfect night at the plate.
Plays the game like a guy who understands how to play the game. Now, we haven't seen a lot of them yet, but there hasn't been any wild throws or bad decisions on the bases. He's only been here a couple days.
Jay's going to take second and will not be given a stolen base. Daniel Descalso. Here's a 2-0 from Grimm. It's a strike on the outside corner. Cubs tonight got their 69th quality start of the season. Swing and a miss. When they get a quality start, they're starting pitchers with a collective ERA of about 180. And since May 17th, their record reflecting it, just 41-27 overall. So they lost a lot of low scoring games early. Descalso swung at it. Castillo will not get him. We had a collision. Everybody's all right. That almost looked like the play we saw last night in Anaheim. The collision occurred though right at the bag as Valbuena really had nowhere to go but up to get it.
That was a nasty breaking ball by Grimm. Descalso missing badly. Castillo, by the time he was able to track it down, didn't have much of a chance. A little while to find it. Well, a couple of reasons. You're talking about the quality starts early that didn't result in wins. So typically in April when the weather's colder, there's lower run games. So it's probably the other team is pitching good that night as well. And the bullpen wasn't as good early as it has been in the second half of the season. So I think that's contributed to that marked improvement, that one-loss record in quality starts. Rondon starting to get ready just in case.
Two on with one out here in the ninth. Closer up, but the Cubs leading by 5. Here it is. 1-1.
Yeah, why not stay out there? Joe's going to call it. Just down the bottom of the zone, out off that outside corner.
One and two. Swing and a miss. Strike three. Third strikeout of the inning, but only the second out.
Might as well get four, make a little history. They're a tough guy to fool, as we've mentioned time and time again, but that swing and miss stuff that Grimm features. Dropped the Grim Reaper on him and got him.
Long reaching twice on a walk and a single.
It's interesting. I think around the game, around the industry and the front offices, most people in the game have a pretty good feel, who's got the best prospects, what the future looks like. But on the field, the players, the managers, the coaches, they don't know a lot, don't really dig in a lot on what other teams have. So I think, it's going to be interesting in this month, as especially the teams in the Central Division get a look at Baez and Solair and Alcantara to get their opinion. And I imagine there's going to be a lot of conversations like, uh-oh, these guys are for real and they're on the way.
Well, I was talking to A.J. Przinsky over in the Cardinal clubhouse today, and he was really interested in seeing some of these kids that he'd been hearing about for quite some time. So, yeah, there is a buzz around the league, but guys do want to see them play in person. And after tonight, I don't know if the Cardinals want to see much of Jorge Soler again, but it's too late. You're going to get a big dose of him now. Strike three called. Cubs win. How about a 4-strikeout ninth inning for Justin Grimm?
Yeah, a pretty dominant performance, and it fit the theme. We've been talking about it all night long. Hendricks with a good start, the power from the kids, and then the big arms from the bullpen finishing it off.
So the final score tonight: the Cubs 7, the Cardinals 2. We will be right back.